how old were you and what happened and what blessing did you realize like, oh man, like I'm blessed? Like what how old were you? What happened? Do you remember what it was?
Well, it was after the song 187 Proof.
Oh, okay.
Like because like I said, I literally like I literally prayed before I went to sleep to be who I am now, to be what I am now. And you know, that was crazy. Because I wouldn't have gotten here if it wasn't for that song. That's the song that turned heads and raised eyebrows. So uh yeah, hell yeah, I felt I was blessed after that. You know, to never have to work. I haven't had a job. I ain't worked, just like the dude said on 300 when he asked the movie 300 when he asked his men what do they do, and the dude was a carpenter and the other dude was a farmer, and then he asked his men what they do, and they said we go to war. That's what we do. We fight. I'm a rap artist. I'm a rap artist. That's what I do. I don't have another job. You know what I'm saying? Everything I got that you even see around me now came from me rapping, spitting. Every dime I ever got from that. Aside a few miscellaneous things I might have did on the side, you know what I'm saying? But never enough to even amount up to what I've made doing my music. You
Right.
know, so hey, I was blessed. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to do. Didn't want to do and don't want to do anything to disrespect the blessing I have. And I don't see why motherfuckers ain't thinking the same way. Like, dude, you blessed. Like, then they go to the penitentiary and niggas be looking at them like, you had it all, dude. You stupid as fuck. Like, what the fuck you doing?
Well that
I see two motherfuckers, one dude in a Lambo, the other nigga in a Bentley, and they shooting at each other. What the fuck are you mad at? What can you possibly be mad at?
well, this is something I've always wondered along those exact lines. It's like I understand everybody got problems in history, but once you get to a certain spot, why are you still making the same mistakes when you don't need to make those mistakes? I understand, like, yeah, I was in a bad situation or yeah, the game or whatever, but it's like you don't need to do that anymore. Why are you?
Do that no more. You
Why?
trying to prove something? Like, what are you trying to prove? Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't understand what they would be trying to prove. Like, only thing I would try to prove, and that I do try to prove after I get a hold of some money, is don't come running up, because nigga, you gonna be dead as fuck. That's it. I ain't gotta prove I still sell dope or I'm still in the streets and all that shit. Fuck that shit, nigga. My attitude is that's in me. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as a motherfucker try to run up, I'm gonna make sure the nigga don't try to run up. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta protect your shit. Once you get your shit, you gotta focus on protecting it. You can't just keep doing other, try to spread your hustle too thin. Next thing you know, you putting shit in your life you really don't need. A lot of these cats be doing that shit for no reason at all.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's impressive too because one of the people that seemingly got caught up, but then has turned his life around too. You have on yesterday, Mac from No Limit down in New Orleans. He's out. This is a good verse from him. So how? And you have a lot of No Limit. You got Fiend on there. Shout out to Fiend as always, front of the show. Check out one of
Yeah,
my interviews
yeah.
with Fiend. You
Shout
got
out
Mr.
to the feed, man.
Mr. Serv-On. So what made you want to get a lot of the No Limit cats on yesterday from Platinum OG too?
I had to go down south and fuck with my homies from down south. You know what I'm saying? And and these is cats that that fuck with the game. They OGs. That's why the album is Platinum OG, because it's OGs on there. That's why you got your Mr. Serv-On on there and shit, because they OGs, and they've been platinum before, but they don't get their flowers. You know what I'm saying? And it's just fun to have them on my tracks, hear their voices, get down. And shit, the whole album is like that. So you never would know what you're gonna get. It's so many features on there. You don't know who gonna pop up next. Even with me and Be Legit and Domino was definitely it's gonna be a surprise to whoever don't hear me saying this. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Yeah, and I was very surprised too on the production side with Noo Joe and Ryan Eldler. So how and why did you hook up with the two of them?
Ryan, he likes to put uh projects together, and he called me up one day and he was like, "Man, I got some stuff. I got this producer, Noo Joe, um, and I got these tracks, and man, let's try to put something together." So, we started working, and I think it was another producer we was working with at first, and then we over at Noo Joe. I don't know what happened. I don't think it was nothing negative, but then we started working with Noo Joe, and he sent me that track for the Platinum OG 2. And I was like, okay, well, man, hopefully he making all of the damn tracks. Let him do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I ain't got just tell him to send me this shit. I'm gonna spit on it. Call me, let me know. So that's how we went about that. And hopefully he get his flowers and his props too. For real spit. Shout out to Noo Joe.
Yeah, Noo Joe's phenomenal.
Ryan, yeah, for sure, man.
Okay. And then taking it back, I did always was curious too about the acronym with your name. How and why did you come up with that?
It was just I felt like it's art, so everything has to be art. It's my name, my flow, everything. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, my name could be an acronym. Sex Pistols and No Cash and Entertainment was all it was. Sex Pistols, Endo, Cash, and Entertainment. Like that's what my life was. And I'm like, well, shit, that sounds like my whole thing. That's what I'm doing. I got my banger on me. You know what I'm saying? I love bad bitches and beautiful women and princesses and queens. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And um, um, the sex and the pistols, and I love smoking weed. I love making money, and I love doing my getting on stage and entertaining my crowd, and I like hearing the roar of my crowd when I'm spitting, when I'm doing the acapella verse and the crowd starts screaming and I can't even finish my verse because they screaming so loud. That's that the energy you get from that is priceless. You know what I'm saying? You can't get no better energy than that, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Right. Okay. And then with Let It Be Known, I was intrigued always because you had on the Spice One album that came out through Jive later, some of the songs were carried over, some weren't. So first off, like Ghetto Thing and Let It Be Known, why didn't they make it to the Spice One album?
Well, think it was only a certain number of tracks we had to put on there. And Let It Be Known was the title track to the first album. And then Ghetto Thing just didn't go on there because, we had picked other songs to go on there. Um, uh, uh, the songs that we flipped over and put on a Spice One, the first Spice One album, um, we literally handpicked them and knew like, okay, but it was because we only had like what 7 songs on that EP.
Right.
So we took like maybe 5 off of there and put it on the album.
Okay. And then In My Neighborhood is one of my favorites from both, but I was also impressed or surprised that it was toward the end of Let It Be Known and then it ended up being the first song on the album. So do you guys remember how why you decided to do it that way?
No, I think that they was, a lot of people was feeling that song. And I don't even know when because you don't know what song the people are gonna like. So you just kind of put them on there and try to make it to where it's everything is even. It's fast, slow, slow, fast. You know what I'm saying? And In My Neighborhood just happened to be like a hot song, and you know it was slow, but it was gangster, and I was like, you know, I even was tripping, but I didn't know when I didn't even trip on this. I didn't even know that was Funkadelic. I didn't know that was George
Hmm.
Clinton
Really?
on there. You know, and for a minute, you know what I'm saying. Then I was like, you know, this is dope. You know, what is this? And then I was like, oh, this is George Clinton. Like, oh, and so then it became like I was like, oh, this shit slap. You know. And then I started doing it at shows, and the crowd was loving it. So, you know, I was like, let's put this song on there first.
Hmm. Okay.